And we're live. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis or Reanalysis 101. Hi, Greg. We waited for him to leave so he wouldn't talk over us, but it didn't work. We are doing a reanalysis tonight of a beer that we took a look at previously back in 2017 when this BA 101 was still on Lee's channel right here.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault we're looking at it again, I guess. No, it's not. We're taking a look at Faxe, 10%. Ooh, and there's a look at the new cans. I don't know what cans you got out there.
Why is my can bigger than yours? I don't like that. That's not cool.
Because delicious.
I assume mine's an old can then, because it's a less busy than your can right now.
Yeah, they only recently came. I think yours are like 500 milliliters, and mine's only 473. So
yeah.
So they're stealing some of that,
Sorry to interrupt, but they do have that listed in the NSLC, the different version of that at the 473.
I think there's some ANBLs here that still have like the 500 ml cans on, but they're all on clearance, and I went into the wrong one because I left it at the last moment and got it today. I don't care. It was still pretty cheap. I think it was like $3.79 a can, so it's still one of fairly respectable value for what it is. But we will get into that shortly. First things first, let's get into who we have with us tonight. Starting with Redbeard, who's is super happy and probably a little tired after cleaning out his brand new car.
There we go.
I cleaned 3 cars.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. This was like $4.25, I want to say here.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't know what this. I don't know if yours has along the top all these different languages, or that last one, is that Sanskrit or something like that's.
I think that's like some sort of Arabic or something like that, because they do have like.
That's crazy.
I know some of those more Nordic countries do have like significant like Muslim populations and the like in them.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I got nothing on the bottom, no semblance of a date code or anything.
Me neither.
Oh shit, mine's actually got a canning date on it.
Oh, tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Best before. Ooh, there's a best before date on this crap.
I'm not even pouring this in a glass.
February 18th, 2024. So I'm assuming it lasts for a year. This is still a fairly old can.
Oh, well, it's Greg. It's Greg's beer reviews approved now. It's got a can on date, guys.
I do approve. I do approve.
Date, guys. Different Greg.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Well, let's move on. Let's go to Mr. Lee. Hey, Lee. How's it going?
What the fuck?
I don't know how to answer that, really. I guess I'm alive. We'll see how this show goes.
All right. Let's also move over to Greg. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Nick. I'm really looking forward to drinking this beer that's not that bad that Carrie's gonna just be a big baby about and complain how bad it is, because it's not that bad.
Yeah, maybe you should actually pour it in a glass, Carrie. Let it open up a little. Let it breathe.
I don't think that would help.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Let's move over to me where I'm going to present my screen here because I've got a graphic that I did up just for tonight's episode, which shows the results of the October 11th, 2017 episode where we first looked at Faxe 10%. And you can see that we had 5 people, just like we have. We're going to
Oh, dear God, it is that bad.
Yeah, so we had Lee, we had the albino rhino, Greg, Chris Lizak, and myself. With Greg and Chris both abstained from rating this beer on a style because they hadn't had much experience with malt liquor before, apparently, which maybe have overinflated the style rating. But when you look at the overall result, the only person that actually half liked it was myself. I do want to mention that 2 things about the. There's a quote from the first episode. The original episode where Lee Russell says, "I have the feeling I'll never drink this again."
Right. I watched that tonight, and I was like, okay, well, I'm a liar.
You know what really impresses me the most about that episode, though, is it was 20 minutes long, and here we are 5 minutes in, and we're just handling the introductions. Lee hasn't even shown up.
Well, yeah, you never shut up anymore. That's why the shows go on for like 2 hours.
Jesus.
Either that or I'm getting talked over. And it's
What?
not just Carrie. Anyway,
Blaming someone else.
yep, playing the victim, Greg. Okay,
right.
and speaking of playing the victim, let's see another thing that was kind of funny that I saw in the episode, because everybody's favorite albino rhino was part of the show,
Oh yeah.
and you know how where is it? He's talking.
Let's
Why
talk
do
about
all the pigmentos hate me? So, I mean, we don't hate Chad. We just, I guess he hates us now. Anyway, so let's leave it at that. So we'll see if the Oblino Reno shows up in the chat, aka Jamie. But
why is Jamie not here? He's the malt liquor expert. At least his buddy
exactly.
Cody Jinks had.
I got some water to cleanse the palate. I probably should have some pickles. And now let's try some of this delicious crest, 10%.
Yeah, I should have grabbed something for palate cleansing.
Anyway, so yeah, to cover what little history you want to cover tonight, it's a beer from oh fuck,
Denmark.
What's the town called? Yeah, Faxe, Denmark. Yes, literally the town's called Faxe, Denmark. And long story short, they ended up being one of the breweries that merged with a bunch of others to form Royal Unibrew. So if you see the name Royal Unibrew on the can, that's them. Wasn't there also a Canadian brewery, like a craft brewery that was recently purchased by Royal Unibrew? Wasn't it in Amsterdam?
Was it?
I think Amsterdam.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Unibrew here in Canada, owned by Sapporo.
Yeah, Royal Unibrew, not Unibrew, which is part of Sleeman, which makes better beer than this. All right, so yeah, I guess while we're waiting for Lady Lee to show up, let's cycle back around and talk to each person and ask Redbeard. Yeah, you weren't here for the original one. What's your history with this beer?
Had it before once.
Yeah,
that's about it, eh?
Good stuff.
Nice. All right, Lee. So we do have you quoted here saying that you'll have a feeling you never drink this again. But have you actually drank this again since?
I can't remember having it since. I probably have like once for some whatever reason. Like I felt like, hey, well, let's try it again or something. But I don't have vivid memories of like trying it since then, and like I had no real reason to since then. So like I was racking my brain thinking like, did we do like another show at some point, or did we have like a malt liquor show on BA101 where I brought this or something? And no, I don't think I did. So yeah, no, maybe it has been the 5 years or whatever since I last had it.
Almost 6.
Oh my God, there's some sort of radar POV thing happening right now.
Yeah, but way hotter than radar, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't know if anything's hotter than radar, but we can try.
We're not talking about his body temperature.
We're not talking about his car. It's probably stolen.
Jesus, his car got stolen?
No, I mean his car stolen. Anyway, I was kidding. All right, thank you, Lee. Let's move over to Greg. And Greg, you were also here for the original episode. So, have you had it since? I think you have.
I've definitely had it since. Probably on this show. Probably I brought it. Oh, I definitely had. Oh, let's not forget that I for a non-alcoholic, I brought Faxe 0% one time.
Oh, right.
So I think any time I've drank it since then has been for this show for some stupid reason to probably entertain you all while destroying my liver. Yeah, I've definitely had it a few times since, but again, I haven't chronicled it in Untapped, so I don't know how many times, but probably somebody who's a big fan of this show can probably go through the archive and do a Greg count, and you will get back to us next week.
Oh yeah, whoever's doing our wiki, keeping track of all this stuff.
Yeah, there you go. That's something to add to the wiki.
Yeah, Oblino Reno, get on that bitch.
So there you go.
Right.
That's it. I highly recommend Faxe 0%.
God. All right, so let's keep moving. Thank you, Greg. Let's go over to Lady Lee. Lady Lee is here. Hi, Lee. First of all, how you doing tonight?
I'm having technical difficulties. Ooh.
Technological differences.
You
Do you want to figure this out and then we'll come back to you? Or?
I don't know if it's technical difficulties. It seems more like physical difficulties, like you're just bumping into things and knocking them over.
She already drank the Faxe and Crest.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you got your Halloween dress. She's not listening. She can't hear anything. No? Okay, whatever.
We suddenly can't hear her now. Well, I guess we can't ask her for her history on this beer yet.
Lift up 4 fingers if you're being kidnapped.
Yes. Are there terrorists in your parents' house right now?
All right. We'll let her figure out her differences here, and we'll come back. I'm going to give my history on this. I was here for the original episode.
You give her differences.
Technological differences. I'm quoting Idiocracy here.
Oh, okay. Touche.
Anyway, yes. So I was here for the original episode, and it was back when it was on Lee's channel, so I wasn't the host or anything at that time. So it was just a background character. Like
some may say you still are.
There you go.
You were like the old Greg. You were basically the old Greg.
Well, I'm basically getting talked over every time I try to talk. So, anyway, so I thought, have I had this one since? I'm pretty sure I have. It's Faxe 10. It's not great beer by any means, but it's kind of one of those ones where like, I haven't had one of those in a while. I'm gonna get one. I don't hate this beer, so I haven't had it in a while, so I'm gonna get into my thoughts tonight later. But have I had this one since? Definitely within the last 6 years. I don't remember the last one I had, and it's probably been more than a year since I've had one. But we'll get in my thoughts of this can in particular soon enough. So, Laylee's having some problems, and just to mention, she did have she actually drove half an hour to another beer store just to get a can for tonight's episode too, didn't she?
The woman really needed her fix.
Well, let her come on. And
her dad drank her other can she had.
Yeah.
He really wanted that Faxe 10%.
Okay, so once she pops on, we'll let her give her a spiel because she wants to be tonight.
We do have comments. I can get to those real quick.
We do. All right.
So Albino Reno is in the chat saying 10% ABV. I hope this isn't a saison. Saisons should be low ABV. True. I agree. I'm in total agreement with that man right now. Beer for breakfast. Faxe for snacks says hey. Hello. And then he goes on
for a while.
And then he goes on to say beer for breakfast. Faxe for 10.
Faxe for 10.
Oh, there
for
with
10%.
That's what he did there.
I love it. He's incorporating his name in everything he says now. It's good.
Oh boy. Already, I can see where I don't know. I have my thoughts there, boiling over about this beer right now, and I don't know. I kind of feel like it's changed, and I don't want to give too much about what I think, but I feel like it's changed. But we'll get into that shortly.
I'm gonna say the last time I remember drinking it, it was not quite as smooth as it's going now.
I think this beer, for one reason or another, has improved. I'm not gonna. Well, you'll see. I probably won't be sucking its dick or anything, but I think it's not quite as gross as I seem to have rated it in the past. Whereas, also, I'm drinking it against a Crest 10%, and
you've got a comparison there. I will say mine's ice cold. Like it came literally. I had it in the freezer for an hour before.
Mine was in the fridge, but I will say that Crest 10%, because I came under the impression we were supposed to be comparing them, so I am comparing them. And Crest 10% is not so good.
I remember when I had that a while back. I didn't mind it. I was like, I did it for a review, and I was like, somebody had requested it, and I found it, and I was like, okay, this is going to be rough, and it wasn't bad. I found like this Faxe. It's kind of smoothed out a bit, I guess, but yeah, overall.
Beer for Victor's Fact for Snacks says, to be honest, too sugary, garbage, sucks, sweet.
Surgery?
Yeah,
Surgery.
Sugary makes sense, but
I get it,
I was confused because it says surgery.
I have dumped it, but there is a market for it. But for who? Yeah, no, I mean, I guess
Cheap
it.
drunk.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
People willingly buy Laker Ice, and that stuff is straight up gross.
I mean, as I explained on the first time we did this 5 years ago on my channel, I used to be able to. I'd see, and I still see these people. They don't necessarily always take Faxe, but a lot of times they do. The old functional alcoholics or whatever, the drunks, the people on welfare who get their money and then they go to the liquor store. It's like, liquor store opens at 10 a.m. They're right there at the door waiting. They walk in and they walk out like 2 minutes later, and they have like 3 or 4 cans of this, and not even in a bag or anything. They're just walking out with it, and they're either going to their cars, unfortunately, and popping them, or they're walking off into the field with them or whatever. Wherever they go to drink. It's one of those beers, unfortunately, but it's a bang for your buck kind of thing. Like when we get into the reviews, I'm not going to speak for Kara. I feel like he might have a dissenting opinion here, but it's not terrible for what it is. Like it's like there are harsher, shittier beers out there that are not even near this alcohol, and like this is a smooth like way to get your fucking breakfast alcohol hit. And not, like vomit right away. And, and it's ice cold. You're walking out of the walk-in cooler with it. So, it's not like going in and spending like $20 on a cheap bottle of vodka or something and like drinking it warm for your morning, hit of alcohol, So, it does serve its purpose in that way. And yeah. And then there might be legit people who are like connoisseurs of this too. You never know.
Yeah,
Oh, it's like anything. There's going to be people that will literally like enjoy this. This is like the most delicious thing in the world for them. It's, people have different weird palates sometimes.
And then he goes on to say, Laker Ice is my beer, bro.
Yeah,
I read that. Laker Ice there, Carrie.
That's my father. That's my father-in-law's beer too.
Again, like to each their own, but that is just straight up probably the nastiest beer I've actually personally ever tried. It was but aside from like
except for this one,
a super old IPA or something, you know what I mean? Like a beer that's gone bad. I've had some of those that are fucking gross, but like that for being, probably pretty fresh because it gets bought so much. Yeah, that was disgusting.
Keep in mind, though, we did a show last week, in honor of Carrie's birthday, where we all drank disgusting fucking hazy beers, New England style, that are all shit, and he loves those things. So,
to each their own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But well, the thing about Faxe 10% that you could have said about it, especially when we first reviewed it, is Faxe 10% used to be like $2.50 a can. Now it's basically as much as any other high ABV like IP. Like it's like I think 25, 30, 50 cents less than Sparkle Puff or something. Like whether you like Sparkle Puff or not, but it's it's a legit IPA. And it'll also get you pretty shit faced.
Yeah.
So personally, I would go Sparkle Puff or even the other one, their weird tangerine thing. I would take that over to either of these anytime, especially when the price is the exact same. Because before I was like, oh, $2.50 if I'm in the mood just to get shit faced. Well,
I might choose this current beer I'm drinking over that Flying Monkeys quad thing. I really didn't like that one.
That Flying Monkeys quad thing, like I was saying in the chat, it's different every time. I've had it where I hated it. I've had it where I loved it. I had one the other day that was just like, meh, it was fine.
You should maybe try the one. I only had it one time, and I was like, oh, okay, this is. Well, they remember like that stupid killer panda cupcake stupid thing they made that one time that was just like what the hell? But I don't know you're about how laugh Red. Come on, like if you're not about Licorice opinion, that's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah, he carries entitled to his opinion on Licorice, just like Andrew
Gross.
Watts is. It's just.
I have
Anyway.
my receipt here from buying beer today, and so the Faxe 10. I got this at a markdown, which makes me think probably lends credence to what Nick was saying. They probably are phasing out the 500 milliliter
cans.
for the new cans. So it was $4.23 a single can,
Oof.
which is about like I think from 5 years ago, roughly like $1 more expensive than what I used to pay for it. But I got it for $3.92, saved 31 cents on it today. So they have marked it down a little bit. Which, $3.92 for a can of this. Honestly, not getting into my review scores yet, but I can get on board with that.
Well, this stuff here, according to the NB Liquor website, it's $4.09 a can for the 500 ml can, and then they got that marked down to $3.60 a can, which is pretty fucking good deal.
That is, yep.
And that's the older 500 ml cans. I'm not sure if I can. I think there's still a bunch of those around, but it depends on which store you go to. The place I went to only had this version, which is the 473 ml can and the new can style, and it doesn't have all the multiple languages at the top. It just says English and French. Maybe it's just a can for Canada, but it's $3.79 a can, which is still, despite losing 27 milliliters and despite
does it say it's still brewed?
Still not a bad price. What?
Does it say it's still brewed in Denmark?
That's a good point. No, it doesn't. It says brewed in Toronto.
Probably brewed at Cool Beer.
You know what? You're probably right.
Or Waterloo or something, or no, that's in.
Yeah. Or it could be brewed at something by Amsterdam, because brewed in Toronto. If they bought Amsterdam,
could be potentially Black
the
Oak.
plot thickens.
Black Oak does a bunch of contract brewing as well, so it could be either one of those.
My can was not brewed in Toronto.
No, mine's the 500. I think these are the older ones.
Mine came from Denmark.
Whoa, wait, are you guys drinking Faxe 10 or something else?
Faxe 10.
Faxe 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Faxe 10 right there, Radar?
Beer for breakfast. Have you seen my channel? So it appears to me Red doesn't like sweet beers. I love me some pastry stouts and sours and sweet. I love sweet beers when they're done properly.
All right.
It's got to be really cold thing.
All right. We got two
late
joiners here, so let's circle back to them. Radar, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Yourselves?
Not too bad.
Nothing new. Absolutely nothing. Still looking for a job and pissed off that I still don't have a car.
Wow. What? You don't have a car?
No, my car's still at the dealership. It's been since fucking June.
Oh, fuck. That sucks. All right. So, what? You were here for the original episode. What's your history with the beer?
Okay. Well, I've had it a couple of times. Maybe not much since the last time. When was the last time we did this? And I was here for that?
No, this is a long time ago. We did it back in 2017.
And I was not on the video.
No, you weren't.
No, I've had it a couple of times. It's been a while though. Other than that, Faxe,
you reviewed it with E, right?
Maybe.
No, I saw it when I was searching for reviews tonight.
Oh, okay. But I had to look at the date on that one. It must have been a hell of a long time ago. So other than that, Faxe, I've had the lager, which was okay. But that's about it with Faxe. Faxe. Yeah.
Nick, take the comment.
I remember. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. So, thanks, Raider. Let's move over to Lady Lee, round 2.
Hello.
Can
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I have no idea what went on. I tried to use my phone, and my phone acted really weird. So I'm using my dad's laptop, and it has like the shittiest webcam on it.
See that?
That is high definition.
Sorry, we
video
can still
right
see
there.
I just realized, like, I have mine in my
VHS Hardy.
I have my laptop, but I forgot to bring my charger, and then I decided,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
I'll go get one of those like universal ones. I didn't get the one for Asus. I got the one for Acer. So
Ah,
anyway,
It's all right. You're the most beautiful 140p image I've seen this week. So
144p.
Thank you.
she's got all that 16 colors.
yeah,
She's got the look.
isn't that all the
VJ.
porn that you have?
I tried to watch porn on the satellite dish that you didn't have
She's-
access to.
she's super VGA.
I even tried to, because I was like, my mom has a tablet. I'll just do it on her tablet. Then I realized my mom doesn't have Messenger on her tablet. Then I realized my mom's tablet is ancient, so it was taking forever for everything to load.
It's probably
And
full of
then I was
spyware.
Load.
She only
Jesus
uses it.
Christ.
She doesn't do much on her tablet. She mostly just plays solitaire and Sudoku.
That's what she wants you to think.
It's just it's really old, like really, 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 really old. Anyway,
All right.
that is my day. As I'm at this is my dad's office. You can see all his
Nice.
medals.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's his wall of
Nice.
fame
That
for all
is
his
That's cool.
walking.
that's actually a kind of sad display, though. To be honest, like he needs a cabinet or something for that shit. That's like a pegboard.
He takes that to talks. That's why.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's a portable
right there.
board. So he actually like goes
Board.
around
Hey,
with
hey.
that board.
Yeah,
No,
hey,
just, you know what I
Kira,
mean? Like, I'd just be cool just to have it like the whole wall covered in all display. But yeah, if he takes that, that's fair enough.
hey, Kira, you
Yeah,
walk
so-
over there and explain it to him how shit it is, and I want to see him
Yeah.
knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, I want to
I'm
see
not
yours
saying
right
it's
here.
shit. I'm just saying I didn't realize when she explained that he takes it with her. It all makes sense. But I'm just like, do you think he'd have them all actually on, display kind of thing or something? That's
So I bet you figured you have like a whole like Victorian era wooden like shaft of a fucking memorabilia
again,
thing
if
with
it
your
weren't- if
one
it wasn't
third
taking them
place in high
with him to
school.
places, he probably would have them on the back. What did you just say? What did you say?
I'm sorry.
All right, so let's get down to Lady Lee. Lady Lee, what's your history with the beer?
I actually have a really funny history with this beer. So previous to this episode, or the talk of this episode, I had never had it, and I decided to go visit my parents this week, knowing full well they had none in Alexandria. I bought mine in North Bay, thinking ahead. But my lovely father thought this was a Guinness and opened up the can 2 days ago, and the beer is now here.
Laker, right? Oh, band fights.
I hope you made him drink it.
But
You can drink that
because
too, right?
I'm a dedicated Nick girl, I went to Hot
Yeah.
and grabbed another can.
Yeah.
So I will be drinking this one because I tried it on the first day. I will be drinking it to compare, just see how
That's
well
your-
this held up. But I
That's your
actually have
Crest
fresh-
10 now. That's your Crest 10 you're comparing it.
I have a Crest 10
Oh,
in the fridge too.
oh, okay.
By the way,
Oh,
because
you
that we're
drink
supposed to do. Is we're
all
supposed-
three tonight.
You must
Greg,
drink all
I'm
of
not
them.
gonna drink. I'm not gonna drink this whole thing. Greg and I are supposed to compare Crest tonight. So
I
will have to
got-
get my Crest.
I got Crest poured.
It's a hidden part of the episode. Somebody's got to
Yeah,
send
that
me a
was my
crest so
first-
we can BA 101 that.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was
don't
hoping for it to be a,
Yeah, get
a
right
double.
on that.
I was hoping to be a double because it would have been a terrible double. But anyways, that's my history. I had to take a sip of it yesterday or 2 days ago to see how it tasted because I took a sip of it today to see if it was worth going to Hawkesbury. And yes, it was worth going to Hawkesbury. So it was a so it's a half-hour drive. And my parents needed burgers, and so there was burgers on sale at Giant Tiger. So I went to the Giant Tiger there, and I'll go to the LCBO there. So I actually made a trip of it, thankfully, because it would have been an hour round trip just to go get one beer.
Yeah,
That is my
you've made longer trips for less.
I went to Sturgeon to grab a beer before. It's
Sturgeon.
almost a half hour, like hour long round trip.
That's cool. I don't like to
Hey,
drive.
it's a brown trip.
Actually, like I would very well. I'd go to Sudbury to get a beer right now. Get to drive my new car. That'd be awesome.
I don't like
There
to
we go.
drive at all. So I was driving a town that I've never driven before. I've been to, but never driven before, which I already hate. And I was driving, which I also hate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what
Oh, I
Carrie's
love-
saying is all you need is a new car, and then you'll want to drive it.
Nope.
No,
He
she's
does not like to how to drive.
No, she's a very anxious driver, even though she is actually an excellent driver. She's just very anxious about it.
Going to new places, driving. To honestly, like when I went to Quebec and shit, like doing the road trip to the next place, I encountered so many different weird things that we just don't have here in Ontario. I can't like specifically, but yeah, it was cool.
Weird thing you were fixated about the highways or something. I forget what it was.
Well, I remember. The fact everybody stops in the merge lanes was just the dumbest thing in the world to me, which was hilarious. Yeah, no, I love.
Have you noticed the merge lanes don't have much like room to turn left?
Yeah, no, I did.
Especially the highways.
That's
horrible.
like full of, and on some of the roads.
You're not supposed to. People might do it, but you're not supposed to stop in the merge lanes.
Yeah, that's like
people are really supposed to let you out. They don't fucking do it.
Time yourself and like, well, there's one here in North Bay. Lady Lee will know when you're coming down Seymour, right where Wacky Wings are, right where Wacky Wings is, and you turn to go towards like the wall. The number of people that stop right there in that merge lane, there's like half a kilometer of merge lane, and they just stop there. That right there is like that instantaneous. Like if someone stopped, I don't get instant behind them, laying on the horn. What the hell's wrong with you? You idiot! Like I understand, you like you're anxious, but even you wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
like I said, she's actually a very good driver. She's
just doesn't like it. It's fair enough.
I'm just anxious.
It's all good. Like on me, I love Toronto. I enjoy going to Toronto and driving in like the craziness of some of that traffic.
That's why he's driving. I'm not.
Yeah.
They should actually base the defensive driving course around Lady Lee. She's that good.
It's one of those things. Toronto is intimidating.
You want to stick your head
driving
further up her ass, dude? Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'd volunteer to go second. But no, the thing about Toronto is when you're not used to Toronto driving, it kind of seems intimidating. Once even like I wasn't driving in downtown Toronto for a long time, and I was like, oh, this is scary. Suddenly you're driving downtown, you just become an asshole. You're just like, nah, okay, it's fine. I got to cut people off, give people the finger. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm a Toronto driver now.
I drove when I was doing the that Royal Winter Fair thing with Highlander a few years ago. I was driving. I think I was driving to your place after the one night, I think. And my first time ever driving on one of the streets where there's those streetcars. And I'm just driving up alongside it, and I guess when it stops, there's a big sign kind of the don't pass. I didn't even see it, and just drove right down. Some guy went to get off the streetcar and like almost stepped into my car. And as he got off, he like slammed his hand on the back of my hood, my back of my bumper, my trunk, sorry, and just like, oh, and I roll down the window, hey, and he's like, what the fuck do you want? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not from here. I just want to apologize.
Oh, I thought it was going to be more interesting. You left him dead on the road and sped off.
I told the guy from Highlander about it, and he's like, dude, you're lucky, because I had those those drivers, I guess like they can just be like, boom, your car's getting impounded for that shit or something like that. It's I'd never driven on a road with them before. It was crazy.
Speaking of driving, it says on the can here of Faxe 10%, the beer we're reviewing tonight, alcohol reduces driving ability. Don't drink and drive.
That's not true. That's not true, Lee. Don't bring that bullshit.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, maybe not reduce. It alters.
I mean, it reduced my time from here to Montreal from 2 hours to 1.
That's maybe something you didn't want to admit on a live show.
I mean, that's the key. After a couple Faxe 10%, Lady Lee can drive anywhere and not have any issues.
Were you drinking what Faxe 10 on the job?
So it's like, oh, Richard, hang on. Second later.
Lady and I will both slam a 6-pack before the trip down south.
Yeah, it's really the glucose syrup and the maize that really helps with the anxiety.
Does it say?
That's what it says on my can.
I got water, barley malt, sugars, glucose syrup. Oh no, that is. I thought it said malt, but no, it does say maize and hops.
Fuck me.
My eyes are.
Fuck you.
You know,
Getting
it's
bad.
water, barley malt, sugars,
Just wear my
glucose syrup,
glasses.
maize, and hops. So it's the same ingredients. I'm willing to bet that this shit was brewed in like Amsterdam or some shit, because now they own them and they can brew the stuff locally, which probably makes sense for them. All right, so we want to circle back around and see what we all think of this beer, starting with Redbeard, if he's not here with us right now.
What's that, a cat?
I mean,
I gotta go get my other beer anyway.
I mean, honestly, this is probably the smartest thing he's going to say tonight, right here in this segment. So
Jeez.
it's good.
It's true.
Breathe it in, folks.
Oh shit! Look at it. It's Marston in the comments.
Marson,
saying,
Schlitz.
He's here.
Schlitz. He's gonna take a Schlitz malt liquor.
Schlitz.
There we go.
I'd love to try a Schlitz some point.
Oh, you'll get to try a Schlitz, Nick.
I apologize for my timing. Didn't realize that was happening right now. And also, thank you, Lee, for your glowing comments. You piece of shit human being.
Yeah, no, it's me.
Yeah, this is. I'm done. The beer. It went from being right from the fridge to warming up a decent amount by the time I finished it, and by the time I was done, it's not bad. It's not the worst.
There you go.
I'm not going to buy it again voluntarily, but it just been a while since I've drank anything that shitty, I guess, that like the initial effect was not good. 7.6, I guess. That's what we'll go with that.
Wow, really?
I guess.
7 style, 6 personal is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
That's much higher than I expected.
Yeah, but much higher than I expected. After the first drink I had of that, there was some really fucked up aftertaste happening that kind of went away as I acclimatized to it, I guess you might want to say. And yeah, I'm now going to rinse out my mouth with a haze malt.
With a real beer.
All
All right.
All
All right, thank you, Carrie. Let's move over to Lee.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this isn't terrible. I feel like it must have been, maybe it has changed over the years a little bit. It seems way smoother. Of course, like I said, I had it pretty much ice cold right out of the freezer. But like just kind of a sweet caramel-y kind of thing with like cardboard and plastic kind of undertones going through it, but nothing like super offensive. It's very, tastes very grainy, very cardboardy, very plasticky, but that sweet syrup thing is kind of like enveloping all the awful flavors and making it palatable. As it warms up, those other flavors kind of come up a bit more and make it a little less of an enjoyable drink, enjoyable in quotes. It's fine. Like there are so many worse beers out there, and this is a beer at 10% alcohol by volume. You can't taste the fucking alcohol. Like the
I
alcohol.
didn't say anything. Sorry, I didn't say that. I want to totally agree with you on that. It is no hint of it being 10%.
Right.
Sorry.
It's a very, no, it's fine. It's a very, as they say in French, dangerous beer. It is very dangerous. And then you can see why, again, like I was saying, you can see why the sort of the poor functional alcoholics who show up at the liquor store at 10 a.m. at opening time go in and grab like 3 or 4 cans of this and then walk out for their breakfast buzz, right? Because you can shoot this shit down super fucking fast, man. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. But at the same time, even if you're not one of those people, if you're just like looking for something that, maybe start your night off kind of thing. So we'll start your day off, start your night off. You can have one beer like this and get through it real quick, ice cold, and then have like a bunch, over the course of several hours, 2 or 3, 4 really nice beers. And you get a really good buzz. You can do that.
I never thought... Totally agree with what you're saying. If you were to start the night off with one of these pieces of garbage, and then you could have some nice, even micro or session IPA, some low ABV stuff to kind of counter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big low, but I guess if I was going to do it personally, I'd probably just sub out the Faxe for a Sparkle Puff.
Okay.
And then have some lower ones after that. Because
Yeah.
I want to say you're still in that. I think Sparkle Puff is like $4.75-ish a can.
Mm-hmm.
And the Faxe
Yeah,
is $4.25 a can. It's
That's 50
How much
cents more,
is-
yeah.
a little bit
How much
more
is
ABV
in,
and just way more of a taste thing for my mouth.
How much is in a can though? Because aren't these cans bigger?
Slightly bigger, yes.
For us, but not for Nick and I. Lee, do you have the small
Well,
can too?
I think the 500s are being phased out, and I think they're all
Yeah.
going to be 473s in the next few
Okay.
months.
Yeah, so like
Sorry.
we were talking earlier about this, Lee. So on the NSLC website, they still have, of course, the 500 milliliter can, but they are phasing out apparently because they have the one that Nick has, which is the 473.
I'm gonna bring myself up here for a second. There's the
They're selling the
473
same price, I
can,
think,
new,
one
new label, and we noticed it's brewed in Toronto instead
Mhm.
of Denmark.
Yeah. So
Right.
I'm gonna end up drinking another Faxe 10% when that version finally phases into the NSLC, just to see what the difference is. And of course, I'm interested to hear what Nick's review of it is too, just to see. But like, yeah, this is fine. It drinks smooth enough, especially ice cold. It gets the job done for what it is. It's totally. I mean, no one has any illusions about what this beer is for. It's for getting that initial buzz going. It's not a beer you're gonna session like 4 or 5 of them, 6 of them. Although I have seen people walk out with like 6 cans of them, and it's like, well, those people are functional alcoholics. That's what they're doing, right? But style wise, as a malt liquor, basically is kind of what I'm rating this as. I gave it a 7 last time. Like as it stands now, how it tastes and everything, I could bump that up to an 8. I'm actually, I ain't hating it as style wise. It seems to hit all the marks. It's super smooth.
You dirty beer whore.
Well,
Slut.
Oh my god, it's so hot in here. I'll be right back.
yeah, it is. You talking dirt to me like that. It is hot in
Hey.
here. And I gave it a 4 as like personal preference the last time. You know what? I'm going to bump that up a little bit too. I'm going to throw a 6 at it as it stands right now. I don't hate it. Like if someone gave it to me, I would drink it. I would not buy it again necessarily. Although I am going to buy it again, like I said, for like the new version of it, just to try it and see what it's like. But yeah, that's where I'll stand on it.
All right.
You're not
Cool.
standing at all.
Cool.
I am not. You got me there, Redbeard. You win.
I literally
Yeah, I
standing
gotcha.
on
I
it 'cause
gotcha.
it would crush the can. All right, so let's move over to Mr. Greg, who's in the dark and drinking both this. and
Look,
this.
I'm in the dark, and the quality of
He's
my
already
camera.
drunk.
The quality of my camera is probably just as bad as Lady Lee's at this point. Like, oh man, like this.
How like lowly lit is your backyard?
I mean, there's basically no right now. There's no direct light. Literally, these lights. It's all that's
Yeah.
providing the light right now.
That's so.
There's a light there, but it's motion activated, and none of my dogs or cats are out. So
Doesn't your wife used to or does like a bunch of video type? She must have like some kind of a little light you can borrow that's like USB powered or something.
I mean, she's got plenty of lights, but I choose not to use them. I'd rather be in the dark. 'Cause
Oh,
why
okay.
not?
If this is the way you want to be, then that's okay.
How's he gonna peep on his neighbors if his entire backyard is lit up, dude?
No, I one light just for this, and then it's off, and you can go back to peeping. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what, Mr. Lee, I gotta address that issue because unfortunately, this entire summer, our hot Polish neighbor, the lady, has been in Poland, and she's not coming back till September. I'm like, I missed an entire season of creeping on her in the pool, and that's just not right.
She needs to get her ass back here because
I'm actually very upset about this because
You
our
need
second
to
floor,
walk when she
Blue
gets
balls.
back. You need to walk over there and have just a sit down, serious, really
Listen, you got to show us
creepy
your
talk
tits
with
more.
her.
yeah. Listen, I'm a fucking pervert, and you need to address
Yeah.
my needs.
Listen, woman.
Well, okay. Listen. To be fair, I'm pretty sure that they're based on where their kitchen is and where they can see. I'm pretty sure they've probably at least seen Agnes topless, and they've probably seen other women in my backyard topless this summer. So I expect payback.
That's right.
I expect payback.
Exactly. Compensation.
Here's the whole this whole like weird this little side quest of going on adventures and finding new interesting couples that you've been on recently. Have you propositioned your neighbors?
No, but I've talked to Agnes about it. But to be continued because we need a female partner in the relationship for it to work.
Okay.
Also, it's kind of weird because her brother also lives with them, so it's weird.
Oh yeah,
it's not weird in this brave.
You're more interesting. Oh yeah, stepbrother. Yeah, like Greg, your beer thoughts. Come on.
Okay, beer thoughts. So here's what I'm gonna say. So I am comparing Crest and Faxe, and quite frankly, oh look at that. That's Kirby giving a blowjob.
No, that's
Greg.
Mr. something.
It's Mr. Noisy.
Mr. Noisy. Oh, that's Greg.
No, it's Mr. Cum.
I don't feel I'm that noisy.
Mr. Cumshot.
Mr. Cumface.
Anyways,
Mr. Vinegar Strokes.
Anyways, guys, I'm trying to do a professional under the bridge beer review here, and you guys are just being very titties.
You got the lighting just right.
Okay. Anyways, so this is Crest 10%.
Are we comparing?
Also, both these beers are both of these beers are basically room temperature at this point. Not good. Crest 10% is fucking awful. It is way too sweet. For some reason, I even got a hint of like almost like a meat taste to it. That's kind of weird to get, isn't it? But that might just be my drunkenness talking. Also, I'm on painkillers too because I had a mountain biking accident today, so I'm on painkillers. Oh. So the two things combined may not be good for me right now.
No, not a good idea.
No, it's naproxen though, so it's probably won't hurt my liver. Potentially may not be great for my kidneys though. So stay tuned. See if I'm dead tomorrow.
We got. There's a bunch of kidneys here that can potentially be donated. We'll be fine.
That's right. That's what the Mississauga Piss Up is for.
You've already covered it. How much? This is all canceled out by the amount of vegetables.
Greg is going to put the dye in dialysis.
Are we doing a group review?
Come on, Greg, go.
This is how it always is. Anyways, Crest 10%. I'm gonna review this very quickly first, and then we'll get on to the thing. This is not good. This is what I remember Faxe 10% being, and what I remember giving the 3.5 out of 5 to. Although I will say you could definitely drink this, get a buzz. It's really fucking sweet, and then it has a really not so great aftertaste to it. So I'm not even gonna rate it, but it's not good. It would not get a great rating. Yeah, I would get a burp out of 10. That's exactly what it would get. Oh, pardon me. Now I got a burp out of 10. On the other hand, Faxe 10%. I'm not unimpressed by it. I am impressed by it, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not unimpressed.
You know what? It's 10%. I do feel that you would think it is a little bit higher, but you could probably say it's maybe a 6 or 7% lager. I would drink this over a Molson Canadian, a Budweiser, probably a Coors Light, just about pretty much anything. That's sort of a big macro beer. And the benefit is, again, you do get a buzz out of this. Now, again, I'm kind of with Carrie where I would still prefer to just drink a Sparkle Puff or even the fucking Mango Starshine, whatever the fuck that other beer there is.
Orangesicle,
that's the one. I would drink either one of those because they're basically the same price over this. But again, if you want to drink this and then after this, you can just drink a couple low ABV, like 7% IPAs, and then keep that buzz going. You're all good. So it works for that. The thing I like about this is it's not sweet, and you guys all know I hate fucking sweet lagers, and this isn't sweet. You do get a bit of the alcohol, so I mean it's not hiding it, but I also don't think it's alcoholic enough for the 10% that it is. But it makes me
11.5.
But it makes me happy enough that I know this is 10% because I'm very happy right now. I can lift my arm like this and it doesn't hurt. It will in the morning though.
That might be a heart attack. You might want to get that
Your
checked.
kidneys will hurt more.
Well, something of mine will hurt. I can show you guys the bruise on my ass if you want, but it ain't pretty. Well, there we go. At least that's a proposition.
That'll be. We'll do an in-depth ass bruise analysis.
Yeah, you can. Actually. There we go. See, Arnold is here, and he turned the light on. Now we got light going on. Hey, buddy.
That is so much better.
Hey, Arnold. Arnold wins.
Is it just a motion light, or is that what it is?
Yeah, it's we got 2 motion lights there, but if there's no motion, it doesn't turn on.
So you literally could have just waved your hand at any time, and it probably
I would have had to get up and walk over there and turn it on.
Okay.
I didn't feel like doing that because I'm a lazy fuck, and I have
I have
almost 10% beers in me, plus said painkillers.
That's a whole 20%.
Well, exactly. I may as well just drink a bottle of vodka at this point.
Right.
Let Greg finish his review. Fuck.
No, we're Nick. We're having a good time. It's a group review. You knew we're drinking hobo beers. We're gonna have.
Wait,
a good time,
just before I forget, just super random, quickly. We all need to get some kind of portable blood alcohol blowing device thing, so we can.
Best Buy had them.
Just
to sobriety,
especially for especially for beers like this. But like even just regular beers, it'd be fun. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, test like how many of these can you drink before you're over the legal driving limit?
I would be interested to see how close Greg is right now after these 10%. But I just think it'd be cool to add that to this whole thing. Why not?
There's a content creator who drinks different weird alcohol stuff and sees like how long it takes to get to a 0.8%. So it's a thing.
Yeah, after we've all had the beer at the end, like do the thing and.
So
see whose tolerance is the best kind of thing.
Best Buy used to have them in store. If not, they have them online, and they don't.
You get them on Amazon. A buddy of mine gave me a few years ago that were just this like one-use thing, where like you crack a thing and you blow through it, and the stuff inside changes color. And
no, these are actually trouble ones. They give you the different little nubbin things, and you use it all the time.
Yeah, but they tell you this cannot be used for legal purposes, so don't go telling the cop.
I'm just saying it would still be.
But
I just think it'd be cool. I'm sorry, Greg. I'm sorry. I tangent. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I think you got, Carrie, was glow sticks. You shouldn't have drank that stuff, dude.
No, you don't want to drink glow
sticks. This is luminescent.
That shit. That is weird. That's weird that you piss out green the next day. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Why is my dick glowing?
I've honestly never even broken one of those open because I'm just scared of the stuff inside.
I find that shocking. I feel that would have been like the first thing you did as a child, like you broke one of those open and drank it.
I thought they were awesome. And what fuck you?
So beer.
Wow. Hey, so Greg, beer.
What the hell?
Beer. So, anyways, rating this as malt liquor because I don't have a ton of experience with malt liquor. I'm not like Marson over there in the States where we have all this selection of malt liquor. But most malt liquor here is pretty gross, mainly because I find it way, way too sweet. And you all know I hate sweetness, in case I haven't said that before. Usually I like a beer that balances it or even exceeds it with hops. And then we get a bitter beer, and that's the kind of beers I like, nice and bitter beers. This does a pretty good job. I'm actually quite impressed how not sweet this is. So I'm going to say as a malt liquor, it's a 10 out of 10. This is the best malt liquor you can possibly buy, at least that I've tasted. I well, you're the malt and I'm the liquor.
I'm going to need to stay on the complete other side of the property for a bunch of the piss up, I feel like.
Listen, as long as you don't mind a little bit of semen in the pool, it's fine.
Chlorine will kill all that.
Yeah, that's the thing I try to like. People are always grossed out when I tell people I have sex in my pool. I'm like, you do realize, first of all, it wasn't like an hour ago. It was like at least a few days ago. And second of all, chlorine kills that shit pretty quickly.
It's going to be just fine unless I look down. I can see like a big like cloudy clump of like dead sperm.
Tadpoles floating around.
Yeah, like if there's one little section that's just very murky, just don't go.
He has a little garden in the back where it's just his like.
You know how the Pacific Ocean has that problem with the big plastic fucking island? There may be a sperm island in Greg's pool.
I mean, hey, it's all part of the excitement of the Mississauga Pissa, the Pississauga. The light just went off. And
Good thing I can't get pregnant.
Wait, is it called the pisses suck on this one?
I mean, I'm just as happy as you are. And listen, there's Arnold. He's decided he's no longer.
At the same time,
wants that
some
light.
of those, like it's happened so often, and so many. Like maybe Greg might have some kind of new crazy mutant sperm that's adapted to chlorine. Maybe I'll get pregnant. Who knows?
I mean, I would say that's pretty accurate that you might get pregnant.
Anything that jumps in that pool that's not Greg or Agnes.
Well,
Pregnant isn't.
no. Carrie's gonna get pregnant, then it's gonna turn out that we'll go on Maury Povich. It turns out that Lady Lee is the father. Dun dun dun.
That's right.
Anyways, you guys want to know my review, so I give it a 10 out of 10 for style. This is the best malt liquor I've had because, frankly, they all suck. This one's pretty good for what it is, and I would happily drink it. If you told me this or basically almost any other macro lager, even a Sapporo, I would drink this over that. My overall enjoyment, I actually think this is I legitimately think this is actually pretty decent. Especially comparing to the Crest, which I don't think is very decent. Like the Crest, I would probably give something like a 4 out of 10 to. I'm going to give this a very solid, probably bumped up by my drunkenness, but I'm giving this a very solid 7.5 out of 10. I am actually
you
very
literally just
impressed.
said 10 out of 10, and now you're saying
No. That was
style.
That was style.
Oh,
This
that's
is
how long
personal.
this is taking.
That's how long this is. Listen, it's not about the destination; it's the journey, and we're having a good journey.
My
right
beer's
now.
getting warm, and I still have to review it. So shut the fuck up.
My shirt is orange, but it looks pink right now.
I'm still seeing orange.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm seeing different than you. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep talking so Lady Lee's beers get warmer.
So drunk he's gone colorblind.
So you said 7.5
Scott.
10.
Sorry, 10 and 7.5 was his score. Scott has been in your pool with a bit of water. So, but you're a guy, so that's uncharted territory. You might not even start to show for who knows. You know what I mean? You could be pregnant, and it's just growing really slow in there.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, listen, if Scott's
It's been
pregnant,
7 years.
if Scott is pregnant, I hope him and Nick raise my child right.
All right. Hey, Greg. All right. Radar.
Why
radar,
was that so
radar. Radar's turn to talk about the beer. Your turn.
I think it might be old, and it is from April. So I guess it probably kind of tastes the stale, but as much as the more I drank it, which is now done, almost, it got better, but not as better as I drank last time. I haven't seen. I was trying to look at the video where I reviewed it with Drinking in Canada Guy. So I don't know what I started on that. It's okay. It's like not great. Like some said, the alcohol value at 10% is not that showable. But yeah, I think it's just okay. That's it. It's a good beer to drink to get drunk. That's about it. That's all I feel about this beer.
Your camera angle and setup and thing is just
It's better. It's
just a
better
little
than a blowjob camera angle.
I don't know. It's just funny.
All right. So, Radar, what'd you give for ratings?
I'm gonna give it a 7 all around.
7 and 7.
7 and 7.
Okay.
That might be the first time I've ever heard Radar use whole numbers as ratings.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, like I said,
1,
6
3.
point. Well, it could have been a 6.99. I'm like, yeah, you know what?
All right. So, thanks, Radar. Let's go over to Lately.
First of all, I'd like to point out my mom walked in, and this is what she saw.
You're grounded. You're grounded.
You're grounded.
Like she didn't know what you are.
Your mom's having a good one.
As long as you're not pouring the vodka into the beers, then
This
yeah.
No,
is
you
just
should-
beer.
No, you should.
Wait, yeah, that's the one from last night or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my
Or
God,
2 days ago.
you have got a terrifying amount of alcohol in front of you
That is terrifying.
for being
That's fine.
considering how not huge of a human being you are.
Well, that is true.
Although I will say, on my birthday, Lady Lee took me out for a night on the town, and definitely held her own. Like, yeah, it was good times.
We drank a lot of beer.
It was fun.
Lots and lots of beer.
Played a lot of pool.
Yeah. So, beer. This one. Okay, so this beer. Oh my god, I don't even know how to explain it. But anyways, I was gonna do something real quick. This is the crest. This is the Faxe. I'm gonna massively disagree with Greg. The crest is so much fucking better than the Faxe.
Oh,
I am not like, okay, so I don't hate Faxe. I do not hate it. I think it is because it is sweeter. I enjoy the crest more. You don't like sweet. I do. I am enjoying the crest a lot more than the Faxe.
and that's okay.
The Faxe has this, like, okay, so I'm gonna agree with everybody. I would much prefer this over like any domestic lager. And like considering the percentage, it's more of a pick versus a lot of others. And it's a kind of good base beer too, because like when you get into like the different types of beers, you can get like mixing of flavors, which kind of gets a little bit fuckery. This one, since it's just a basic, not a fuckery with your palate, you can enjoy the rest of the beers for the rest of the night. And yeah, it would give you a solid buzz for the evening.
You're making me wish I'd grabbed a crest, because I like it had been a while, but when I had crest, I don't know. This may have been when you were gone, but I talked about it, and I actually kind of it was like, this is pretty not bad. Like Faxe, I almost on the verge ended up enjoying it by the end. This can here, but I feel like I might have been right there with you with the crest.
You could be the tiebreaker. Well, I feel that, I mean, if you like a sweeter lager, you may. Oh, hello,
is that Lee's mom?
Hello,
Lee.
Mama Hardy.
That was my mom.
She appeared like a scale, like a creepy kind of silhouette for a second in the background. It's funny.
I feel if you, generally speaking, I think you could probably figure out, like, if you like your lagers a little bit sweeter, a little bit maltier, you might enjoy the crest more. If you like your beer a little drier, a little I'm not gonna say hoppy because this beer's not hoppy, but if you like it a little drier, a little less sweet, then I think you'd like the Faxe more.
So, big thing about this as well, the crest, I can't really taste the 10%. So when I drink it, it's just goes down really easily. Honestly, like out of a lot of lagers that I've had, this probably is one of the better ones. I enjoy it more than a lot of others. The Faxe, I'm not like huge on it. I don't hate it. Like I said, I think it's better than the rest. My biggest issue is every time I take a drink, the alcohol just kicks me in the face. Like I can just taste it. It's as if you gave me a lager and were like, here, I'm just gonna pour some extra alcohol in there. Like it just, okay. I just get punched in the face with it. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I made quite a few faces tonight when I was taking the first few sips. Because
I feel like everybody else, like you might, that's the one thing that you might be an outlier on. Like everyone else, I feel like kind of the ABV is shockingly well masked for me in the Faxe.
I can taste it. I can.
Which can do you have? Is new or old? Which can do you have?
It's newer. It's 2000.
No, but like I mean, which size is it? Is it the 500 or the 473?
It's the 500, but it's July 2nd. So it's
and yours, yeah, I think yours is like the only one though. Like mine has no date. Mine had no date code of any kind, but yeah, that's.
Mine came from the beer store where I got ID'd.
Oh yeah.
After you ID'd me, and he like looked at it, I was like, "Thank you."
I mean, you're only what 12, so it's fine.
I totally forgot of the beer store. Okay,
she's 13.
Lee, after all the things you've been saying about her being sexy and this and that, and then now she's 12. You've gone too far.
There's nothing wrong with him being a pedo, Carrie. Leave it alone. Nick's channel's getting so taken down tonight.
It's getting very warm.
What's happening?
So
can you hear me? right now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, because it said the host has muted my.
Now he muted it. Now he muted it. Anyway.
Wow, he's muted himself. He's muted him. Well, he's muted himself both times.
Because
Jesus.
because he's very grossly masturbating right now.
I just
Weird.
wanted
All
to
right.
finish my. Okay, whatever. Thanks.
The 14th thought of the evening. All right, so the
I was like 90% done. I was about to finish my thought.
all right, so Lady Lee.
Like, what the hell, man? I was about
Lady
to
Lee,
finish what I was saying. I don't even remember what I was saying now, so I
All
guess
right.
go ahead.
Oh, fuck. You know what? Fuck this. Nobody's gonna let me fucking talk tonight. You might as well take this off.
We were having a small little conversation
You were
thing. I was
having a
almost
small
done, and then it
conversation.
was
I was trying
going.
to fucking talk. Anyway, Lady Lee, what's
Okay.
your ratings on this beer?
Okay, I will go back. Anyways, so like I was saying, I can taste the alcohol. So every time I drink it, I can, or when I first started drinking it, I could recognize it. I just felt like it was a lager where someone like was like, here you go, gonna add a little extra. So not saying I hate it, considering the price and what you're getting. Like, it's not bad, and like I said, it's better than a lot of the basic beers that you can get out there. Oh, excuse me. I'm drinking these beers really quickly, and bah. It's getting warm. See, yeah, I just taste the alcohol. Like, it just gets me in the back. Style wise, are we just going like malt liquor?
Yeah.
Style wise, I'm gonna give it a good mark. Like, style wise, it's better than the rest of them. It does its job. So I'm gonna go an 8. Personal preference. I think I'm gonna go a 7. I don't hate it as like the difference between Greg and I with like Crest and Faxe. It's just the beer is good. It's just the alcohol that gets me. And then my Crest is way better. Just saying, Greg.
That's okay.
It's sweeter, more
Maybe we're gonna do a re-review of this in the pool, and we'll see how the pool enhances it.
I like we were saying, it's just the sweetness, because you can, now that we have it, which is kind of funny with the side-by-side comparison, I can absolutely tell, like, if you're not a sweet person, you don't like sweet, the Faxe is perfect. It's got the percentage in it, it's got the beer flavor, it's got everything. It's better than a lot of your basic domestic lagers. The Crest, if you like a little bit sweeter, the Crest is fucking awesome. The Crest is a solid ass beer that like has that nice sweetness to it, hides the alcohol really well, and yeah, I could drink a few of these and then realize that I'm way too drunk and probably pass out somewhere.
Jesus.
And then
All right.
And then we have
I'm kind of curious, like how this distilled spirit of Faxe 10 is going to turn out. Is it still carbonated?
it's still carbonated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and managed to stay carbonated.
Is it mixed with the vodka that was at the bottom of the bottle?
I did rinse the bottle first.
Oh, classy girl.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because like I find it disguises the alcohol better. So
really?
I think I like this one better than I do the fresher one. It doesn't have that alcohol burn. This one has like an alcohol burn. This one doesn't.
Well, you know what? I thank you, Bob Hardy, for making the beer better.
This is classy. This is how a beer should be drank.
Oh God! All right, thank you, Lee.
Jesus, Nick.
Okay, so not that anybody wants to hear from me right now after that.
No, we want to hear from the patriarchy.
Well, out of all of us here, you are the first one that showed up in the Beernomicron.
All right, so talking about the new can of Faxe 10 versus my faded memories of the old version of Faxe 10. I feel like before, it used to be a beer that I would get every once in a while. It's not a great beer by any means, but it's just like, okay, I get good memories of having this beer because it was an inoffensive, like maybe a little bit on the sweet side, big, like beastly beer. It's just it's one of those things where like it's almost like it's a challenge to drink it. Like it's almost cool in that respect. I feel like before it was kind of like an apple sweet lager, smooth, but it's sugary but not too sugary. It wasn't completely sweet. This one here is almost dry and herbal and earthy in its flavor.
Earthful.
This version of it kind of comes off as being like a cheap. You can think cheap Euro lager, but with a powerful and huge alcohol bite that's almost unmasked. Like this thing has got a almost like a powerful like rubbing alcohol taste to it.
Mm.
And I still get that flavor of the apple, the caramel, like the candy apple caramel, cotton candy kind of thing flavors you get in the backbone, but I'm getting this pronounced amount of like just straight alcohol in this that I don't know. The changes to this thing are a mixed bag. I kind of preferred it the way it was before. It's got this strong earthy, like lingering earthiness to it. I mean, I'll drink it just like I drank it before, but I feel like it's lost something. And now that I see on the can here that it's brewed in Toronto, probably like we mentioned, they bought out Amsterdam Brewing last year, I believe. It kind of makes sense. It's not necessarily they've changed the formula, but the brewing equipment that they've brewed it on, and maybe the people they have brewing the beer have changed. So, and also like regional things like the water supply that goes into it and the ingredients they use have changed as well. So it's subtly a different beer, and I don't think I like it as much. I feel like it's I'll drink it, but it's definitely lost something, and I feel like I'm still gonna give it a half decent rating. Like before, what did I give it for style for malt liquor? It goes down a few notches. It goes down from a 9 that I had before down to a 7.5, which is still okay. And overall enjoyment, I'm gonna give it a 6 because, like I said, I don't hate it, and you can't deny that this is actually pretty good value. And somebody actually, I think it might have been Lee, or it might have been Carrie. Hi, Carrie. I know I love you, Carrie.
We got it on sale.
All right, so yeah, somebody had mentioned it before that you could drink 1 or 2 of these, and that'll get your buzz on, and then you can drink craft beer for the rest of the night. Because craft beer, that's the thing that's also going on right now, is the craft beer is getting so fucking expensive these days.
Yeah.
So it's tough to stomach. But when you're talking about having to buy IPAs for $5-6 a can, you can still get this for $3.80. This goes a long way. It's not an imperial stout, but it is a 10% beer. All right, so 7.5 and 6 for me. Who wants to read the shit ton of comments that have been posted? All right, Lee, I'm gonna put you on screen.
Okay.
I put Leon fast forward.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so I think we ended on beer for breakfast, fact for snacks says it's got to be really cold, and talk about these facts 10%, and I think honestly just kind of these sort of beers in general. And then we had Marson show up and say Schlitz malt liquor. That Scott Myers said Faxe 10. What's next week's beer? Yeah, that's a fact. And will Max remember to pick one up for me? He owes me one.
Probably not, because he's not a great friend.
I was supposedly supposed to get one for him tonight because he couldn't buy it himself.
Well,
is he gonna give me a free case of Moosehead?
He can't be seen buying other brands because he's got the Moosehead people watching him wherever he goes.
Bad for Nick.
Yeah, he says do a side by side Toronto versus Denmark. That might be an idea.
That might be an interesting idea.
Yeah. Scott says Lee. Hey, no. Lee says it's getting hot in here, so take another swig. Yeah.
Sweet.
Scott also goes on to say, Greg, is this Faxe 10 or listen to Greg talk about tits?
Both.
I mean, I feel I'm good at talking about tits, and you can all be my tits disciples.
Have you ever seen the show before, Scott? Do we
have
have
you
Dan?
seen the show since I joined it? That's the biggest question, because Greg has gotten.
No, Greg was Greg was talking about tits before you showed
Oh,
up.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm
Oh,
just saying
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
frequent because we're
I
there
was gonna say
now.
I've been horny since before Lady Lee was born.
Oh. We
I
got
had
Dan.
There's more opportunity to make those jokes now.
Opportunity.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. We got Dan.
Sorry.
We got Dan in the chat.
Opportunity.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We got Dan in the chat saying, "See, Scott beat me to the question. Glad Arnold is at arm's length." Scott says.
Yeah.
Dan says, "Hi, Scott." Scott says, "Hi, Dan." Scott says, "I've been in Greg's semen pool with a bit of water in it."
Yeah.
He says, "If you think that is a lot, you should see my moose head, or I mean my beer fridge."
Is there like a lot of semen in this fridge?
Maybe.
Penis.
That'd be good for him.
Dan says, "Instead of breathalyzers, I think we need timers to see who talks for how long. I'd say Greg and Redbeard are first. Man Lee, Lady Lee, Nick, and Radar are the least."
What?
I don't know. I'm a chatterbox. I can talk a lot.
Yeah, there's a slightly porno movie called about Chatterbox, which is about a talking vagina.
It's weird that you call it a porno.
I think I am the one that least talks in these things. Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, Radar.
That's true. Unless
you
we,
go.
get you going, unless we get you going about Beernomicron.
Well, then I could go for fucking trillions of years on this if you want me to. I can start now.
No, it's okay. With Jimmy C in saying howdy, folks. Hello, sir. And Scott says, "Hey, it's Jimmy," spelled with a G.
Why?
In a Y, yeah. Jimmy. Nick was in here saying, "I'm used to talking the least. I get talked over the most." Oh.
Grumble.
Playing the victim again.
And he says, "Hi, Jamie C."
Nick should smile more.
Yeah, you smile more. You feel better. And Dan says, "Broke Lady Lee."
Positive thoughts.
Aw.
Lady Lee.
Yeah.
I think that was when I said so. I don't remember what it was. I think everyone thought it was funny.
Justin Tinker's in the Justin Tinker's in the chat says, "There's nothing wrong with him being a pedo." Max cries for a lost channel.
Yeah, I think it was something about pedo.
And then Marson comes in and says, "Complaining about beer prices, rookie."
Wow.
Wow.
That's fired.
The guy from the says the guy from the States he pays less than we do.
He pays less than we do for macro stuff. He pays actually more than we do for craft stuff, because craft stuff is like the same prices here except it's in US dollars.
Yikes.
You're a US dollar.
Yeah.
I am a US dollar.
Yeah.
You don't like it? Move to Russia.
Yeah.
So I can get murdered because I'm not straight.
Well, I mean that MBNA player seemed like she did okay. So
Honestly, that could happen to you anywhere, Lee.
I mean, the girls from Tattoo.
Sadly.
No, they literally actually they don't want to get killed, so they actually one of them got out. Well, sorry, one of them got the fuck out of Russia because she's gay. The other was like, "Yes, I'm Christian now."
Yeah.
No, Lady Lee would be fine because she can pretend to like penis on command.
Okay. Abelino Reno says, "Can you get back Blackpool 10%, Nick?"
I can't get it here, but I've had it before. I would love to try it again.
What's that other dirty one? The one in like the bottle that you do the Edward 40 hands with.
Oh, Old English 800 or Colt 45?
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm more of a block guy.
Remember Mickey's? I like Mickey's. I know Jamie likes Mickey's.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The only one of those I can get here is Colt 45, and we could reanalysis that.
Yeah, we could.
Re-anal that shit.
Elblino Rito says, "Documented the first argument to ever happen with 10% beer." And then he says it is what it is.
So I just noticed the comments are done. I'm gonna do this real quick, but look at the color difference on the beers.
Yeah. One looks like slightly more dehydrated pee.
Oh, one has more head.
Yeah. So one is the Faxe, one is the Crest.
One of them looks like you've just had sex and this is your first pee afterwards.
Yeah, this
You know,
this one.
the Faxe is the one that was retaining the head last time you were drinking. So the crest is still the flat one.
Make a cuvee.
Yeah, cuvee it.
I think you should drink. You should just double shot it. Drink them both at once.
Cuvee it with some vodka.
Marson asking, is malt liquor actually beer? Yes, it's beer. It's just a weird
Yeah.
categorization of beer.
Oh,
It is-
she's cool.
It's kind of kind of a name they have for in the States because they're not legally allowed to call it in beer.
It is a Faxe crest.
5%.
Oh,
In
Cracks.
some states,
A cracks? You drinking a cracks?
Mhm.
but it's all like hops, malted barley, and yeast
In water.
It's not terrible, mind you. They're very similar in taste. Just one's sweeter and the other one's not. So
Lady
I would
Lee says
expect,
Lady Lee says the cracks doesn't taste too bad.
doesn't. I am
Say
feeling
no
it though.
crack.
hey, listen. As long as it's cleaned
Nice.
properly, the crack tastes fine.
Hey, if you're feeling the cracks while you're drinking from it at the same time, that's just double stimulation. It's fine.
Oh,
Now I just have less beers in front of me, so I don't look as much as an alcoholic.
oh, now I'm horny.
Yeah, now you just sound
Yeah.
more like one.
I just-
Yeah, this is Amador.
I'm gonna go
Greg,
watch
when are you
it.
not horny.
I'm gonna go watch a James Bond with my dad. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
which James Bond?
Haven't decided
Look,
yet. We have
Nick-
a
Nick-
whole collection.
Start with the
Nick-
first one.
Nick, there's a period for about 25 seconds after I come that I'm not horny.
That is the only one I have not watched.
Which one's
for
that?
a while.
I am
Dr.
not
No?
horny.
Doctor No? You haven't watched Doctor No?
The first
I've
one.
watched it, but
The
I've
very
never
first one.
successfully watched it from beginning to end because I always fall asleep because it's so slow going. I'm unable to stay awake.
That's a good
How
I
one.
like
about-
the other ones.
I'm sure
a good
after a
one.
I'm sure after a crest and a fax 10%, you'll be able to watch.
Oh yeah,
that
it'll be fine.
very
Probably
easily.
You'll watch
Or-
total of 20 minutes of it.
Yeah,
And then pass
no.
out.
No, she's right. Dr. No is fucking slow and plodding.
I like all the other ones.
Well, who wants to watch it tonight?
Watch From Russia with Love.
Oh wow, that's
Maybe.
one I find.
That's got the
How
great
about we
train fight
start-
with.
It's a great one, but I mean,
How about we start watching that tonight? Like start with like watching the 007s from the first one. I'll do
I'm
that.
not
I
watching
kind of
it
want to
tonight.
do. I kind of want to do Tomorrow Never Dies because that one's my favorite. I haven't seen it in a while.
I did like
That's
that.
That's a good one, yeah.
One of my favorites, not my favorite. One of my favorites.
Oh.
What's his face? Vincent Price or whatever. There's no news. Like, bad news.
It's not Vincent Price, but it's
yeah,
what's that guy's name?
No, Vincent, yeah, you're right.
He
Anyways,
looks
I
kinda
freaking
like
love
him.
that one.
Why, Man with a Golden Gun?
No, that's Christopher Lee.
That's Christopher Lee.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
one of my favorite James Bond movies. Like, it's not a good James Bond movie, but it's like for some reason it's
The
one of
villain.
my.
I actually think Man with the Golden Gun is one of the most entertaining Bond movies. That one,
Yeah.
and the other one, and get ready for Nick to say it's racist. Live and Let Die. I fucking love that movie.
That's a really good one.
Of
They
course
have some
you would,
amazing
Greg.
stunts in that one.
It's racist.
Jonathan Price. It was Jonathan Price. Sorry, that's
They had- They had amazing
You
stunts
gotta
in
get
that
it
one.
naked
That was,
on a white pimp mobile.
that
This
was
is
a
why-
really good one.
This is why, my personal opinion, the most entertaining James Bond. I mean, you can get into the weeds about Daniel Craig and Pierce Brosnan, but of the old school James Bond, I find Roger Moore infinitely more entertaining than Sean Connery.
Me too.
I wouldn't say better.
Roger
but
Moore
more
is-
entertaining. Yes.
One of my favorite
Roger
movies
Moore,
is Spy Who
I
Loved
much
Me.
preferred over Sean Connery.
That's probably my favorite Moore movie is the Spy Who Loved Me.
For Your Eyes Only.
Octopussy.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
I have
Yeah.
a spot. I have a
Yeah.
soft spot for Your Eyes Only. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
okay,
A
I
View to
agree.
a
That's a
Kill.
good one.
But
Those are my
Casino
two favorites
Royale,
for
the
Roger
first
Moore.
one with Greg, I think is my favorite one.
Oh, fucking amazing.
Alblina Reno's in it.
Yeah.
Majesty's Secret Service is one of Jamie's favorites.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
you, Jamie.
George
Okay.
Lazenby.
Well, Daniel Craig has sort of like from what I remember, it's like kind of Daniel Craig. He has a couple good ones and a couple not so good ones.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the last one he did personally,
Really?
but
I like Casino Royale.
Nah.
Skyfall
Oh,
is my favorite, and the last
I
one was
enjoyed
okay.
Spectre.
I enjoyed No Time to Die.
Skyfall was the
I
best
loved
out of
it.
his, so.
Skyfall was the best.
Have you-
Spectre was not bad. I didn't
I
like the
Javier
last
Bar-
one.
I
Javier
still
Bardem is
like
great as the
Casino.
villain.
I still like Casino Royale better.
Casino Royale. Well,
Skyfall was good.
Casino
But-
Royale was done by the same director as Goldeneye. And Goldeneye is my other favorite Bond movie.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
Uh,
Skyfall,
yeah, okay.
Skyfall, directed by Sam Raimi and Javier Bardem as the villain. It was just a pumping fucking movie. That was
when it comes to like
so good.
When it comes to
They
villains,
wrecked a
Javier
really
Bardem
nice Aston Martin in Casino Royale.
Was it?
That's
Oh, was
sad.
it? I can't remember. Was it
All right.
Quantum? Shoot, was it Spectre
So-
or Quantum of Solace? That was. I can't remember. Anyways.
Okay, so before we take this offline, let's talk about. Somebody had asked the magic question. I think it might have been. Who was it?
Scott.
Scott. If I can
Good
find the
old,
comment
good
here.
old Moosehead Scott.
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me are doing it in
Scotty
our van
doesn't
every
know.
Sunday.
So
Oh, now
Yeah,
you
there it
gave me
is.
now you gave me a boner. Fuck.
we haven't talked about next week's beer, kind of, but I know that Lady Lee's got one. I don't know if you're around next week. Are you around next week, Lee?
I don't think I'm working, but if we want to do the same one, we might be able to do it the week after, because then there's a bunch of us that are together in
Okay.
the same area.
Oh, I wonder where that will be.
Okay, so
Possibly though. I don't know if it's in North Bay. I didn't even think to grab one for Carrie because I thought it might be in North Bay.
okay.
Is he still muted?
Well, no, it shouldn't. Be.
Yeah, I mute myself. I'll take a drive to get one. I'll find one. So yeah,
Okay.
just make
I
do
just
that
think-
one next week. Doesn't matter.
So are we talking about this for next week or 2 weeks from now?
next week, do it up.
Next week?
Let's do it next week. We could all be dead in 2
All
weeks.
right. So next week's beer is going to be. Let's put me up here. Lake of Bays. On the Hunt Italian style Pilsner.
Oh wow. That's perfect for Manly because he's Italian.
Yeah, I can't get it
Well,
though, so
you can't get it though
God damn it.
because the NSLC is stupid like that. I'm just thinking about other Ontario beers that we get here in New Brunswick that you guys could get. Like we got a bunch of Bob Cajun beer brewing stuff too. But,
Dan said
and
not
some
the
Lake of
gold envelope.
Bays. Oh yeah, we got what's the following week we've got that's the Moosehead one.
Are we doing it? Is that the one where? Okay.
Wait,
gold
are we doing the Moosehead IPA and then are we also doing whatever the fuck is in the gold envelope
The gold envelope is the 16th.
of August?
So say that's
September?
the week. Next week is
August?
the 9th, and then it's the 16th. So
No,
I can get the Lake of Bays one here in town. It's at one of the LCBOs. We're good.
Today is the 9th.
Yeah, I got news for you,
Next
Nick.
week is the 16th.
what's today's 9th? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 23rd, you mean?
Okay. Fuck. So I screwed this up, didn't I?
Melly, you got the
I am
Moosehead.
not-
You got the Moosehead packages, right? You
Yes.
were in
Okay.
on
So
that.
who's got the Moosehead package? Is it Scott? Like obviously Scott's got it. Lee's got his. Radar's got his. Lee's.
I've got
I've
both
got
of mine. I got both of mine. I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, go
But I'm
for
just
it.
thinking also with
Let's
the
see.
Lake of Bays thing, Lee, Male Lee. I got you for next week. I'm gonna shoot you one of those. Why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna give you one of those pilsners.
All right. So
I would
all right, let's
appreciate
save.
that. I like Italian pilsner.
Let's save. Yeah, let's save this one for the week after, and next week will be our gold foil.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So we have a
Oh,
mystery
oh,
beer.
cool. You know
We
what,
have a
Male Lee? I'm
mystery-
gonna send you a few things then. Why not? It'd be fun.
You don't have to do that. Just send me the one beer. It's fine.
I don't have to, but you're getting. You're gonna get some different beers. You're gonna like it. You're gonna take it.
Send him some used needles from under that bridge you were talking about.
There you go. Yeah,
There
and
you
I'm gonna
All
use. I'm gonna safety package your beer in used needles.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Okay, so next week's
So
beer is going to be a mystery beer for Moosehead for our sixth anniversary. Being
Yeah.
6 years of doing this crap. 6 years of getting talked
Hi,
over.
hi,
6 years of having to play the victim around Greg.
I love you, Nick. You're a great victim.
I love you guys. I love all you guys. I know.
Benos.
I could be a dick, and you guys can be dicks too.
I could be a vagina.
that first part is absolutely true.
You can be like a very erect clitoris, which is like a small dick. So yeah.
You get your spanking ass out of here.
What the fuck?
I
All right,
don't know.
thanks
I
everybody
don't
for
drop
watching.
acid.
Thanks,
You do.
Thanks, Marcin. Thanks, Jamie C. Jake
Oh, that's
Reno.
fine.
Thanks, Scott and Dan and whoever was in the chat tonight.
Did we
Beer
do
Breakfast
the?
Facts. Thanks to Andrew Watts for watching.
Yeah, they were
That's
doing
once in, like, a
Did
month
you
or
do the
2 days.
overall scores, dude?
Yeah.
Oh Oh, I didn't do that.
I don't
Oh.
recall seeing those.
Oh, I don't think
Okay.
Nick did. I don't.
Wait a
Jamie.
minute, you dumb whore! You forgot your money.
That was well played right there. I like that.
What did I forget? Just a second. Let me find the screenshot
Oh,
here.
we'll fucking.
Wow,
play
what
it,
is
Lee.
going on there? Jesus Christ!
Bye, Jamie.
Why do all the pigmentos hate me? Jesus Christ!
There we go.
Oh.
There's their final. There's their final ratings for Fax 10. It's actually that's not bad.
Rubbish.
It seems reasonable. And then add like 2 or 3 points if you're like just wanting to get shit faced.
Our actions are controlled by electronic computers, not by human emotions.
You
Well,
sure?
when you take into consideration that our scores before were 7.7 and 4.1, Fax 10 actually went up. I don't think the beer actually got better. I think our taste might have changed.
We got better.
Possibly.
All your erotic fantasies can be fulfilled.
We got dirtier. That's all.
Right.
We had a
All right.
lady to our chat, and that was disgusting.
That's
Chris,
where everything
Chris
went
Peters
downhill.
killed those women, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
I gotta
the
finish my
the
retro beer now.
the pickle murders.
Mhm.
I'm having a Canuck. Does anyone like Canuck?
I'm having a retro sabotage white IPA.
He
I'm so tired.
mummified their corpses with pickle brine.
I mean, if you're gonna mummify, that's the way to do it.
Mhm.
Yep. Mummify.
Oh, look at that penis.
Have a good night, folks.
Good enough.
Bye.